it is true that the presidential election was generally seen to be free, fair, and peaceful. However, there was in fact a huge array of electoral malpractices virtually in all the states of the Federation before the actual voting began.
Following the annulment of June 12 presidential election in Nigeria by General Ibrahim Babangida, the political future of Nigeria was thrown into uncertainty. Anti-military protests continued to mount, especially in the south, and the call on Babangida regime to step aside intensified. Pro-democracy leaders called on the Babangida regime to reinstate the acclaimed winner of June 12 election, Chief M.K.O Abiola. In a swift response, however, the regime decided to step aside. But instead of handing over to Abiola, Babangida instituted an interim national government that was to be headed by Chief Ernest Shonekan. On the one hand, every Nigerian was unhappy that their freely elected leader was not allowed to lead them. But on the other hand, Nigerians were very happy that the days of Babangida were going to be over. The Interim National Government was inaugurated on the 26th of August 1993 with General Sani Abacha as Minister of Defense and Chief Ernest Shonekan as the head of the Interim National Government. However, pressure continued to mount on the Interim National Government to return power to the elected person, Chief M.K.O Abiola. But Shonekan refused to honor the call of the people. Barely 3 months into the administration of Ernest Shonekan, General Sani Abacha forced him to resign on the 17th of November 1993. The decision was well received by many Nigerians, but the coup was not a normal tie. According to a source in the Interim National Government, the coup was sanctioned by Shonekan, who resigned after Abacha informed him that junior officers who were not happy with his leadership were formulating takeover plans. Delivering his resignation address on November 17, 1993, Shonekan said the national government under his watch tried very hard to bring honor to government and took steps to tackle corruption and indiscipline. He went on to express concern over the general uneasiness in the country and the apparent lack of stability. Here is a full text of the speech delivered by Ernest Shonekan as he resigned from office in 1993. He said, quote, "Fellow colleagues of the Interim National Government, I have summoned you this evening on an unusual occasion. Earlier today, I met with the Secretary of Defense in company of the Chief of Defense Staff and the Chief of Army Staff, and we discussed the state of the nation. They expressed serious concern about the general uneasiness in the country and the apparent lack of stability over the past 3 months. They spoke about the restiveness of the rank and file in the military. You will recall that today is our 82nd day in the office, having been sworn in on August 26, 1993. Needless to say that we have all worked together to the best of our ability and as a coherent team. I want to put it on record that I've enjoyed the period we worked together in the Interim National Government. It is common knowledge that the ING is a child of circumstance. It was conceived in crisis and born in crisis. If I may recount some of the achievements of the Interim National Government to which you have all been witnesses, we may not have recorded landmarks, but we have taken the first step." He went on to say, "In the social sector, we have brought back normalcy in the institution of higher learning. On human rights, our records are impeccable and perhaps unbeatable in the annals of our country. We freed all jailed human rights activists. We pardoned all political offenders, both dead and alive, allowed all politicians in exile to return, and we have not restricted the free movement of any activist in and out of the country. We also took the appropriate steps, deproscribed the newspapers proscribed by sending the bill to the National Assembly to be repealed. On the political arena, we have continued to work ceaselessly towards full democratization of our dear country. We have extended our right hand of fellowship to the legislature and have put in place the machinery for local and presidential elections next February. On the economic scene, we were able to put in place an economic action agenda for the nation in conjunction with the private sector operators. Let me assure you that our seemingly tough policies have received commendation from far and beyond. Ordinarily, I would have wished that the interim national government would be saddled only with economic problems. This derives from my belief that our country faces more economic challenges than anything else. Although we have not been able to implement some of our policies, nonetheless, we have started out in the right direction by coping frivolous expenditure and working closely with the private sector of the economy. I can only hope that the successor administration will take off from where we are living and continue courageously with the budgetary and other reforms we have adopted, as well as our campaign for debt relief. Distinguished colleagues, most importantly, the interim national government has tried very hard to bring honor to government and has taken steps to campaign against the incidents of corruption and indiscipline in the country. Several times, I have publicly acknowledged the collective transparency and integrity of this cabinet. Let me say loud and clear that we have all made sacrifices for these past 82 days in a strong belief that our country deserves the best. I have an unshakable faith in the promise of Nigeria, and I believe the best is yet to come. However, I regret to inform you that in the light of recent events and after due consideration of all the facts, I am left with no alternative but to take the most honorable and dignified step of resigning with immediate effect my appointment as the head of state and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Nigeria. Once more, I thank you very much and hope that the fellowship we have shared in this past period will continue to be the basis of good memory for long. May God bless and long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Click here for a detailed account of how Abacha removed Shonekan from office in November 1993. Remember to like this video, subscribe and share with friends on social media. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.